Hey everybody, in this video we're going to start answering your questions that I get sent in all the time, which are, will the Mevo Plus or will this setup work in general for me to build at home so I could have a golf simulator? Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be going over how to set up in certain situations simulators. So again, a lot of people send me questions. Hey Scott, these are my dimensions. This is what I would like to do. Do you think it will work? And this isn't necessarily simulator dependent. Sometimes it is. You know, Mevo Plus needs more room, a SkyTrack needs less room, or a GC2. But hey, will I be able to put an enclosure in if I have this height of ceiling? What are some of the things that I should be thinking about? Again, having been in indoor situations quite a bit for probably almost the last 10 years, being able to hit and play inside, I've seen pretty much everything at this point, and I'm always learning as well some new things, because you never see everything in this game. But we are going to let you know what I think. So we'll take it out to the simulator bays. We're going to try to kind of recreate and come up with any issues that you might run as somebody sends in a question, and we'll go from there. Make sure you click that subscribe button, and if you do have a question about your setup, make sure you send us a comment down below, or you send us a message. Hit us up on Instagram or Facebook, send us a message over there, and happy to try it out for you, and we'll let you know. All right, so we're here in the bay. We are going to be using the Mevo Plus for this. This was a specific request, is, hey, would we go Mevo Plus? And what we're getting asked is, we've got a situation where somebody has exactly 16 feet of space. So 16 feet of space, if you're going to build an enclosure, you know, you're going to have to leave about a foot from the wall at least. So a foot from the wall, you probably can get away with it. And so that shrinks your space down to 15 feet. Can the Mevo Plus work in this environment? Now, there isn't a ceiling height issue here, and we also don't have a width issue here. It's mainly the space. So we're gonna see if that's gonna be an issue here today. So what we're doing is we're gonna set up, very simply, the question that we have is, all right, I'm gonna have 7 feet behind and 8 feet of flight. So that's the exact scenario that we have as we go. And I do always tell people, when you're doing this, okay, you know, Flight Scope definitely recommends 8 as we go. All right, so here we go with our setup. I've got, you know, I typically have a little bit more flight. I hit at about 8 foot 4 inches, I think is where I'm normally at. So, you know, I just take a little bit more flight if I can get it. So I'm gonna have to hit from a little bit in front of my normal hitting spot. So right there, that's where we're gonna be. We're gonna mark that with a second ball, so I'm consistent. Okay, there we go. And now we've got to get 7 feet from that, which I believe we're close. Okay, let's go 7 right there. So this is 7 feet. 7 feet from ball to Mevo Plus. Okay, so we're gonna try this out, hit a couple shots. Let's see what we get. All right, so we'll hit a few shots here now. All right, so we'll hit a few shots here now. I've got a 7-iron, you know, this definitely feels pretty close, but 8 feet, I'm not worried about the 8-foot part. I'm worried about it seeing it back here. So I do have the unit tilted up at the right angle. Okay, let's see what we get. So it got it. Okay, so that's good to know. By the way, this is no dot. If you've seen my videos, you know I do not use a dot. You know, I think a lot of people think the dot is something that you have to use. No, it's just something that would enhance your reads if you need it. So numbers look pretty good there. This is a 7-iron, so 6,600 RPMs a spin. That seems reasonable. Got that one. 6,000. Cool. Seems pretty good. Now I'm not swinging as fast of late either, so that seems to make sense. That was hit low. That one I didn't hit particularly good, but it read it. It read it, so that's good. 7-iron, it's reading it there on that. Again, we're on a very short throw. Okay, so let's see. We'll go ahead, let's try this out. I'm gonna take it up a club. Let's see, I'm gonna try a 3-wood. I admittedly am not able to swing that fast at the moment with some wrist issues, but let's see if we can just, I wanna get the ball speed up a little bit and see if it reads it. It read it. You know, that actually is not, I don't think that's too bad. I mean, again, I'm very, very slow right now, hitting it 94 miles an hour. I did not hit it particularly good. Definitely went right. So, yeah, it's reading it for sure. Chunked that a little, still got it. So yeah, I mean, so far on the Flight Scope app, it is reading it, okay? It is reading it, so that's a good thing. Let's get into E6 though. All right, so we're on E6 now. Just trying to get a read, same setup, very important. You have to adjust your settings in both apps. So I did go through, I put this at 7 feet as well, got everything going, and you can adjust the height. You can see here, my unit is about 1 inch below because it's not on the same hitting surface. So I have to make sure I make that adjustment in the app as well. You know, a lot of times there's issues with setups just because it's little adjustments like that that need to be made. But let's see if we get it here. It got it, so that's good. Kind of felt like what the shot was. You know, that ball actually started a little left of the target and curved back. For those of you that are, you know, wondering about that, I think it did. It was pretty close. Okay, oh, lost my spot, but we're right in about here. Okay. All right, let's see. Pretty good. There's another one, by the way. That definitely started left of the line, and that crossed the line to the right. I know I've heard people talk about that they can't get that to happen. You can never cross lines. And what that means is the ball starts left, goes to the right. Ball starts right, comes back to the left. Maybe I'll try a draw here, but I'm not very good at this shot anyway, so I might not be able to do it on this short setup. Now that started straight, which is typically what I do. I have a hard time getting the ball to start off to the right, but definitely drew as you go. So when I hit draws, that's actually the shot I struggle with. I pull draw it. But anyway, without that, we're here to figure out if it will read at these setup distances. 7 feet back, that forward, 7-iron pretty good there. Liking the numbers. Numbers seem to make sense. Spin a little down, but I did hit that one a little differently as we went. So let's try 3-wood again.
There it goes. And that's what it felt like it did. Sweet. So one thing, you know, again, if you have a little bit more room, is it probably a little bit, you know, is it better? You know, I would say, yeah, I think the more room you give your radar, the better, but can it work? Am I getting numbers that make sense? Well, they're consistent. These are about what I was seeing in the FlightScope Golf app. That's for sure. Same carries and stuff. I am definitely not 100%, so we'll see that. That one was hit okay. Again, probably a little right, so that's probably pretty good. Let me see if I can get one a little straighter. I'm consistent at least. Look at those two shots. Let's see if I can get one a little straighter. Because I was a little worried about, you know, hey, I'm going to hit 3-wood and it's going to be a little faster. Would it be able to read it? That's going to fade too. It's not bad though. It's definitely left, but it felt like a heel fade. So a little better. Okay. I mean, I hit it more solid. There we go. Yeah, numbers seem to be making sense. So that's good. I think we can say, you know, at 7 feet. The other thing I would say is in both apps, they give you that option to set the sensor at 7 feet as your distance from the ball. That's important. I think, you know, that, hey, they're giving you that option, meaning you can go down there. Now, is it a safer bet if you go 8 feet? Yes, I think that's better. But in our scenario here, you can take it for what it's worth, but having the ball 8 feet of flight, I think that's gonna be critical, that you need that. And then having that distance behind, you know, that's gonna be helpful, but we're seeing that 7 feet is working at this moment. So I'd say we're pretty good. The other thing too with 8 feet is, you know, you keeping yourself farther away. If you do have an enclosure or something, that does save you from, you know, again, I've seen that where people are too close and then they hit their ceiling with the club as they're going through. So far, so good. Looking pretty solid.
All right, so there you go. The request was for, again, 7 feet from the unit to the ball, 8 feet of flight. Would that be enough? Would that work? How would that work with the unit? So my big concern would be at that distance, all right, hey, we're a little close and we're gonna have some of those higher club head speeds. What's gonna happen as we do that? So I think we can say the unit picks up the shots. It really does seem to work pretty well. So I didn't actually have any, I don't think we had a single no read. And one of the shots when we were in the FS Golf app, I didn't hit it particularly well, but we didn't get club data when we did that shot, but it still saw the ball and it sent the ball. So that's, I think, the most important part. And for the most part, it got the club data that we're looking for as well. So really actually impressed with that. Think it was pretty good. So take that for what it's worth. Use that for your information and your decision, and hopefully that helps you out. Again, if you have questions about your setup, please let us know. Send them in. I will try them out here in the studio, but remember, it's going to depend on what your environment is and everything going on and making sure that it works there. But we can give you a little bit of help in trying to set it up and possible things to think about before you make your purchase. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, click that subscribe button down below, and we will see you in the next video.